A rested employee is a productive employee. I would like every workplace to say that. Don't talk to me. I'm not looking at you. Don't talk to me. I might come through here many times. You'll get tired of yourself.
He's got a lot to say.
Did I just level up? So more point means more health? No. I don't want more health. I want a pay rise. Who is this? Dr. Sample. Beautiful name. It's perfect. It's like I'm Mr. Nobody, but even lower, Mr. Dr. Sample. So I need to lose them on purpose. This is not nice. This is very cruel. Don't give me something you're going to take from me. No. Now I'm missing something that I didn't need it before. Tutorial. I just realized. This is the tutorial. Hello everyone. Today is a very special day. Today is a first, and I love first times because we are playing a game, but not by myself. I'm playing with someone. I have a guest. For that, I go here and let me welcome Jeremie. Hello, how are you?
Hey, how's it going?
Jeremie is a developer at Laughing Manatee Games, and this is your first game with Laughing Manatee Games. Is that correct?
Yeah, this is our first commercial game.
Beautiful, beautiful. Everything is a first today. So I need to do this first thing. I need to ask a round of quick questions. That's what they do in Antarctica to break the ice. So quick questions, fast answers. You don't have to explain. If you don't have an answer, you just say whatever the first thing that comes to mind.
Oh boy, okay.
They come in threes, and there are 3 blocks. You might see a pattern. What was your first ever video game that you played?
Oh, it's going way back. It's gonna be like, first one I really remember was like early Starflight on DOS. So like probably like late 80s. There's probably a couple that were before that I don't remember though.
And how old were you when you played it?
Oh, probably like 5 or 6.
Ooh, you beat me. My first one was
like
when I was 9. And third, in this first block, why pineapple doesn't belong on pizza?
Pineapple does belong on pizza.
Okay.
I have a substantial Italian ancestry, and my Italian grandma confirms that it is her favorite topping on pizza. The trick is don't put it with ham. Put it with pepperoni.
Oh, so there is a secret. I was going to say there's no correct answer, but you might change my mind. Second block, best video game soundtrack or the one you listen to the most?
Oh, that's impossible. There's so many good ones to choose from. I'm literally wearing a Mega Drive shirt right now, so that's going to out me as what kind of chiptune I like the most. There's too many to pick from.
Oh, the one you listen to the most.
I listen to a lot of Amiga stuff. I listen to a lot of PC 98 stuff, and then of course the Mega Drive. I think I just love Sega Sound Team Band the most. I'll go with them. So Outrun, Afterburner, that kind of jazzy fusion, prog rock style BGM is my favorite. Name
your video game developer idol.
Video game developer idol. I'm a huge fan of Paul and Fred, who worked on the original Star Control games. Big fan of them. Greg Johnson also, and man, who else is the Nagoro team for La Mulana? That's one of my favorites too.
Just one. You cannot idolize everybody. And third question in this second block: anime, subbed or dubbed?
Anime subbed or dubbed? Oh. I'm out of the loop, so I don't have too much of a comment on that. It really comes down to which one, I guess. Okay. I can think of some where the dub is better than the sub.
Okay. And last block, favorite puzzle video game?
Does La Mulana count? If so, I'm gonna go with that.
Favorite?
And I think it does.
Non-puzzle video game?
Favorite non-puzzle video game? Maybe StarCraft.
Mm-hmm. And favorite streamer, and it's a double question. Favorite streamer And why is it Mael Duin?
Good. I was going to say me, but
Totally non-biased, these questions.
He's got a good cat cam, so...
Now we get into the meat of the topic, and we would like to know more about you personally. How did you end up here? So for people to know a little bit more about you, how did you end up as a developer of all things?
As a developer generally, I started sort of programming in maybe age 9, 10, around there, using old game engines like ZZT, although I didn't really use that much. I spent a lot of time with the sort of spiritual successor to that, which was Megazooks. I used that for like over a decade, and then eventually decided, well, why don't I go to school and learn how to actually write real programs, and that's kind of how I got my start as a developer generally.
So you have a degree?
Yeah.
It's not
for software engineering. Yeah,
it's not hobby.
Yeah, no.
And then now you are in Laughing Manatee Games. How did you end up there?
So Otto started it up with with Puzzle Depot, and Puzzle Depot was sort of the sort of a successor to a game made in one of those earlier game engines I mentioned, Megazooks. And he launched a Kickstarter for it, where he had a prototype build for it. And one of the stretch goals for the Kickstarter was to add a level editor to the game. They didn't quite hit that goal, and so I had worked with them on some hobby stuff before then, and I told him, I'm just going to add that to the game for you. So that's how I got the start in there, and then that kind of expanded to doing most of the software for the game.
Why this is your first game, or your first game with... So it's the first game for Laughing Manatee Games, but...
Yeah, kind of both. Most of what I did before that was kind of goof-off projects that usually didn't go too far.
And what's the motivation behind Puzzle Depot? Like, what inspired the game?
The motivation for it? It's heavily inspired by early transportation puzzle style games like Adventure of Lolo. And I think well, we'd have to, for me at least, I see kind of an opportunity to have kind of a well-crafted puzzle style game in this, where it's got, an interesting story and characters that go places, and an attention to detail and the artwork and just the execution. This kind of whole view of delivering the complete game. I think I've seen a lot of good experiences in this genre, but they're usually very light on either the story or the artwork or something like that. So we're trying to just kind of merge all those together and just execute well.
So we are going to see this baby, how beautiful it is. Let me start it. For that, we are going to move screen. And here we have it. I tested it yesterday, not tested it like I was playing, but I was tweaking these options because I wanted to see how it appears on screen. I went here, options, also always options first. Here, it's just a question because I'm curious. Why there's no full HD, like 1920 180?
Yeah, good question. So this is limitation of the pixel art. The pixel art was kind of established very early in the project, and you see there on the resolutions the multiples that you can have that give you an integer scale to preserve the art. You can stretch it beyond that to use the full screen, but it will distort the art, so if you use the stretch or the fill options. I usually recommend against it, but it's whatever people think looks better.
Yeah. I think I had this before. Actually, I'll cancel it. This, so show frame is like the background, this gray thing around the actual frame. So now, which one of these two level select? I guess it's Start Adventure.
Yeah, just Start Adventure will take you right into the first level and you're good to go.
Okay, now data. Okay. So this is, let me see if I understand. This is like a map, so I can move or...
Yeah, as you unlock more levels, you'll pan between them.
Okay, so this is first one, and in here, what do I have? I don't do anything with the icons to the right. That's just information for me. So I enter here, and we are controlling Todd. That's... Okay, we are here. I would like you to tell me a little bit about the world before I start. Like, what's the setting? What do I...
So it'll kind of be revealed to you as you play through the game, but you're playing here as one of the protagonists. You're going to control several different characters throughout the course of the story. And one of the good ways to get information about the characters themselves, you can click on them and it'll give you a short little blurb about kind of their background and their abilities. But basically, Paul's just showing up to work for his first day of work, and the setting will be, exposition will be leaked out throughout this entire level quite a bit. I can put, yeah.
This is Joe, another transfer from the central warehouse. I'm on my union mandated break. Get in there and start pushing boxes, rookie. Alright. Walk over buttons to activate doors and other mechanisms. And it stays. Okay. And here we move to another screen. We cannot avoid this. This one. Union guidelines prohibit pulling crates. Pulling is against safety regulations. Pulling. All Jenkins. Get that crate out of my way, would ya? Just push it into that plate thingy. Down there. Oh, this is like for not English as a first language. This is like translating for me. And if you mess it up, just press R. You hear? Okay. Thank you for the advice. So this in here. What does it say? Pushing crates onto pressure plates is a union freight operations best practice. We can't go this way. And this at the bottom is the title of the section, like the room. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it'll show you the room names.
So this is the only one we can push, and we need to go to the right. But what is this blinky thing? Punch card. And there's a note on the wall. Attention employees, a number of punch cards have been misplaced. Do your best to collect any punch cards you may come across. Your cooperation is appreciated. Dr. Semple. This is the only option, so... and it's good enough. Oh, that's a barrel. Oh, this is a whole block. Ooh. You can go back. Union Freight Operations. Nice. Pushing towards the future. I didn't know UFO was that. I like sense of humor in games, but it's also tricky and hard.
Otto writes the vast majority of the jokes, and he's done a fantastic job. His sense of humor is quite good, I think.
Press escape for your union mandate break. Okay. A rested employee is a productive employee. I would like every workplace to say that. Employees who are unable to complete assigned tasks are required to press R or user-specified restart button. This is different, so it behaves different. Obviously. Gina. New guy, huh? I'm Gina. if you feel like messing with any settings, check your options menu, okay? Just don't wreck anything. I've got enough work to do around here. You'll be seeing me very often. So this can go here. And I believe I can see the future. This is good, but if I leave, it undoes. So it's not like you do it once. You have to maintain it. So I foresee going this way. And then it stays without my input. And another punch card. It says 50, I don't know why. It's like points. This doesn't do anything for now. We need to go through here. Actually, we have 3 exits in here. Can't go here. Oh, this swaps upstairs. Next room. Access prohibited without keycard. Insert keycard into appropriate card reader. There is a yellow card here. I believe it goes into the yellow card reader. So, I see how you need to go through this. And the red one is at the end. It's here. So we need to do something before accessing this space. Maybe we come back from here. Okay, we can move through here. So the objective here is to go down. There is a map bottom right, so it uncovers as we access each room. Okay, this can go here. How do we access there? Can you push 2 together? No. You can push 1 and another one and one single and another single. Who is this? Dr. Sample. Beautiful name. It's perfect. It's like I'm Mr. Nobody, but even lower, Mr. Dr. Sample. 041 moves so far. Oh, is this reading input reading? Is it scanning me? This is a test. Hey, hello. If you run into someone with a lot to say, press space to advance. This is what I was doing. You can help minimize workplace accidents by carefully observing your surroundings. Analyze an object's data log with the mouse. That's true, I forgot about it. Or define your own button if you prefer. Analyze an object data log. So you would create. And it tells me. I like this. And every single object, so I can press space. Every single object has this like infopedia metal barrel.
Pretty much every object that's interactable, yeah.
Punch card. There's always room for more salvage. Compatible with Omnivac 3000 computer systems. The name is Glenn. That's less cruel, but still. So I press space. I designed these data log forms myself. Hearts are for assessing overall health. Hammers show destructive potential. And shields represent physical resistance. Simple, isn't it? You are talking to me because I'm getting close. So looking at the map, if I go up, this is where I came from. Also, I mean, I've been here. Yes, we've been here, but it's not open. Not that I need to go there, I feel. And what is this? Top right, 125 points. This I got from the punch cards, I believe. Out of 400, so something happens when I get to 400. Oh, here I can see my moves. Okay. This reminds me of puzzle and dungeons. Just reading my moves. Employees are encouraged to complete all assigned tasks, but some are optional and best left to senior staff. Your mental health is important to us. This can't move. We go through here. It's compulsory that we get locked. So we need to go through these pillars. If I move this, I'll... Oh no, I don't get stuck. But I can also move this one. If I am here and I turn, it pushes. It doesn't turn. It pushes. Okay. That's important for me because if I'm explaining, it's not for playing, but so now I am through. And I can also go through with this. And I need to fill all this. Okay. I realize now, maybe too late. Maybe that's the purpose. It's intentionally. Not this way. So now, if I understood correctly, if I press R, I go back. How far back?
So every room transition you autosave. So restoring will automatically take you back to whatever the state was when you entered the room last. And you can also manual save if there's ever a reason why you want to back up to a different point.
Ah, that's good, that's good.
Yeah.
Because if it's a long room, I might...
Yeah, you can save in the middle of the room, or sometimes, especially people looking for the challenge goals, they can set like a restore point where they had to make a decision further back. It's a good way they can do that too.
I don't know if this one goes the top row or bottom row. I believe it doesn't matter because they all go through here. I told you I am slow, I wasn't lying.
When we brought this game to the convention, I think the average clear time for this room there was like 15 minutes or something. You're doing fine.
So I can push this back. That's the end point. At least this one. And how do I bring you down? Oh, I can go past and then go back. Okay, I can do that. And I can bring this back as well. Okay, I can go back and forth. I can see. So this one, I don't want it down because it's going to be, I can point. Okay. Also, from the streamer point of view, it's good that the mouse is useful. Like it has a practical use. Like you can click on things and it gives you information. But from the streamer point of view, it's good because I can talk about things pointing, so I can see the mouse. Not me. The viewers can see the mouse.
Yeah, it's a good point.
So if I bring this to the bottom, which is the other one, this one I'll have a big problem bringing it to the top. So I'll keep this one for the top and this one for the bottom. That's my plan. So I need to push you this side or the other side. It might not matter, but I have to do the other one first. This one first. And now it doesn't matter which side. Does it matter? Does not matter. Because I need to be... If you come through here, you need to be here. I need to be able to go. Maybe I made a mistake with the first one as well. I believe so. I cannot bring this one. I can bring it down. but not to the side. Oh, one too far. And I cannot push two boxes together. And I cannot pull because it's prohibited. No. So I believe I made a mistake with this one, possibly. If I reset the moves counter, go back. Okay, it's forgiving. Okay, so then I believe it's no problem if I put this here. It should be much easier. Now, going through but keeping... Oh, that box doesn't go there. This one, now what will we do with this one? Can bring it aside. Okay, I got this. Tell me about the art style. What decisions are behind it?
Oh, that's a good question. I'll have Otto chime in a little bit on that. I know that he's his earlier work was very heavily inspired by the old Goblins series, the adventure games. I still see some of that in this here, but I think he has kind of morphed into his own style there since then. Yeah, we're in the part of the thing about a tutorial level, which is always kind of it's kind of a little tricky to balance out. You can't make the tutorial too visually flashy because people start to get distracted by the details instead of focusing on the mechanic you're teaching them. So as the game progresses, it gets visually a lot more complicated and interesting too, which is exciting to see it kind of develop as you go on.
I don't think I've ever seen that. Like, the graphic style, like the visual style gets complex as you progress. I don't remember any game. Like, there's games where they are in black and white and you keep adding color. Maybe that's the closest, but you mean effects and things?
Here we're mostly just talking about like the visual clutter. Like, you've got this little sheet of paper on the ground in there, right? Is that an item? Is that an object? Or is it a doodad sort of thing? So lots of little decisions like that about how to not be too visually distracting initially and then build on it later. But yeah, Otto mentions a restricted color palette. Obviously, it's got sort of a 16-bit era aesthetic. It's not a strict limitation on there. We do some stuff that violates that, but he's done great work with the palettes and the sprites as well on that. It's the quantity of artwork in this game is how many sprites do we have? Like 40,000 or something, or some outrageous number like that at this point. It's quite a lot.
Do I have a button for undo?
No, you do not have a button for undo. That is our probably most commonly requested feature that we are unable to deliver on for a variety of technical reasons. The main reason why we don't have it, this is going to oversimplify the problem a little bit. The main reason why we don't have an undo button is that this is not a turn-based game. It just kind of looks like one, with the move counters and everything. Well, there's never any like real tight reactions needed. There are real-time events that stuff is happening off that timer, so that increases the both the difficulty and the performance limitations of doing an undo system.
Like, it's not reading, it's not keeping into memory what past steps.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So basically, an undo for us would require fully serializing and deserializing the room that you're in, which takes about. It depends on the machine, but like on a fairly modern laptop, it takes about 15 to 20 milliseconds. So the game would run at 15 to 30 hertz instead of 60 if we did that. So we don't do that. It's a tough pill to swallow though, because a lot of people are going to want that.
Yeah, because I just made a mistake and I realized at the exact moment when I made it And I wanted to just undo that one.
Yeah. My apologies. Part of the other thing there is the other thing, in addition to it being technically real time. I mean, not technically. It's a real time game. It's a turn based. It's also it has very high persistency. So backtracking between rooms and stuff like that. So the states of all these other objects have to be stored very carefully as well. We can't just offload a room and then recall it back to its default state or anything.
Like if I come back from where I've been, everything stays, yes, because this what I'm pointing, it's not reloaded.
Yeah, and that actually, even on a game that's like simple 2D pixel art like this, you will hit performance limitations very quickly if you just leave all that stuff around. So there's a lot of our technical challenge in making the levels big and keeping that persistent feel revolved around building technology to overcome those limits.
I missed if I got the points from the punch card.
It looks like you did.
I got, but it's so the punch card is related to this. These points are increasing by this.
Collecting punch card is a way that you can get points. Yeah, lots of things will give you points, but that's your main source right now. Is you've been picking up punch cards.
Joe, got your bearings? Good. Then get that shipment moved, and don't ask how I got here first. Oh, there's a shortcut I didn't take, so I know. You think it's my first day here? You think so? Yeah, not moving too. But they all need to go there, so I better push this up first, not down. Probably. Oh, this is same shape as before, but different color. I expect it to behave the same way. And I'm not pushing this down. So how do you go up and you go down. This, I'm not sure, like I understand it talks to me, but I am very antisocial, so don't talk to me. If I'm not looking at you, don't talk to me. I might come through here many times. You'll get tired of yourself. And
he's got a lot to say. Apparently.
What's your name? I'll take your name, Joe. Okay. Not going through here. And this, oh, okay, it's unloading. Okay, I understood the other way. He wanted me to load the truck. Too many parcels delivered and too many trucks loaded. What's that? Don't kick things. Beef. How? These barrels really roll when you give them a good kick. Just press a direction while holding down space. Or whatever button you set attack to. Standing position. I see. Okay, not only when it's laying down. Now I can see this. Hey, I got the points. Yes, I did. If I catch any green suits damaging Union property by kicking stuff around, they'll be answering to me, Gina. Maybe I want to meet you, Gina. Okay, and then we go back. I can see we are filling the border of the map, so this is the only way to go. Red keycard. Oh, and I can see this paper on the wall is more prominent. It's not like this gray thing. Attention, employees want to be promoted to a higher pay grade. No, please, no. See head researcher Wise about an exciting career opportunity. Oh, no. First is here. And I got 25 points for doing that. Back. This place is under the direction of research and development now. That egghead, Dr. Wise, has us renovating the whole place. She's got a screw loose. That one. Are lousy cheap hex bolts. Cheap hex bolts. Never heard that, and I instantly love it. Not going through here, most probably. So you have to go there. Oh wait, we can continue without doing anything, but we are here for the puzzle, so we'll do them. Now, I can see you might go here. You can go. Not that you have to, but you can go here, and these 4 buttons control this door. So we are doing this for the points. You will go past here, so we might have to do something. How do we put you there? Like, oh, I can push you without kicking you. We might want to go through first. We don't have to kick you. Now I'm thinking on kicking everything, just because I have the ability. What else can I push? These 2 don't move, but this can move. Hey, there's something here. Employees are encouraged to complete all assigned tasks. Encouraged. But some are optional and best left to senior staff. I am capable. Your mental health is important to us. Tell me about the music while I figure this out. You have like 60 minutes to talk about the music.
Yeah. So the music is done. We've got what about is all the music's from 3 people or 4? Our sound team has worked very hard, and we're very enthusiastic about the music they come up with. They have I don't know what else to say about it. 3, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. So we've got like I'm trying to think what to talk about related to the music. We're in the process of rewriting a couple of the tracks right now because we can't get HQ renders of them. So that's been mostly what's been on my mind there. What do you got, like?
I haven't been outside. This is the facility, the depot. I haven't been outside, but I've seen screenshots from other points in the game, and it looks like post-apocalyptic or like nuclear fallout. So I guess that influences the music.
That's a good question. I don't know what the exact feedback loop is there for how we've interacted with it. Usually the sound team have produced tracks for us, and we've iterated on them to make them, if we needed to, iterated on them to have them thematically fit. Sometimes, like, I feel like we've even developed some levels to some of the music. Some of the music came from the precursor game as well, which had a similar theme of kind of the sort of post-apocalyptic vibe, so that made it easy as well. Yeah, the sound team, what the sound team does is mostly witchcraft to me. I just like what they come up with. Yeah, it's there's quite a bit of music in the game too. I think we've got like how many, like 15-ish tracks or something like that. It's more than 1 per level, so we have used multiple per levels usually.
I was for some reason I was thinking that if I push the tumbled barrel, it will roll until it stops. Something hits something, but I can do it just one. It's interesting. And you can go here, but I am unable to bring the last one here. And so clearly I can't go through here because I cannot pull. So I can only push. This is my reasoning by elimination. I would like to get to this corner from this side, but I don't seem to be able to. So I'll stick with this. I cannot move these two now. I cannot bring anything through here on the way up because the crate, and I cannot move the crate or the barrel, so I can only move this and this. Out of this one, maybe we can talk with the guy and he can come and press 1. Can I kick the wall?
You can.
I want the wall out of my way. Can I bring objects from another screen into this room?
Nothing pushable on the map. If you push something out of a room, it will not be in the next room. Anything you pick up in your inventory, though, you will keep with you.
And this hammer here means I have a hammer?
That is right.
You should have told me this first. How do I? So
that just indicates your attack value. That is telling you that Todd can kick and deal 1 damage.
Oh.
For now.
No, I don't trust.
Maybe he can do more later.
I don't trust you. I have a hammer. I want to use it. I think I'll leave it because I don't see. If the game needs to tell me something in the future, and then I'll come back because I seem to miss information.
There is a mechanic that's not that you're not using. Yeah.
There is a mechanic that I'm not using. I can push. I cannot pull. I can kick the barrel and it will move. If I kick the barrel in this position, nothing happens. If I kick it in this position, it will go till the end. Oh no, it's the other way. I believe I can fly. I want to try something. No, not this one. What happens if you hit the other one? Oh. So you can push another one, and when you touch the other one, you stop. That's interesting for this too. If I was able to get in here without pushing the box to the corner. What's the initial state? You don't move. You can push the other one, but... Oh, I see you. Now I can go through. So, you can go here now. You told me without telling me. How did you do that? Witchcraft.
It's good.
Witchcraft. You say your musicians are witchers? You are.
Yes.
You all are.
It's the subliminal messaging of the room name on the screen eventually kicks in.
Didn't pay attention.
Skip the room names at your own peril.
I played a game recently which one? I'm not sure I want to remember, but the names of the levels, they were a spoiler. And I said that in the review. I remember, but I don't remember which one. It's not important. And I'm playing now the Star Stuff. And there is a balance. I'm finding that if you want to title your levels, there is a balance where you say too much or not enough. It's good that you put a title to each puzzle or each level, but please don't say way too much, because in that other game, it was
too much.
It was spoiler.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like playing it. The game was telling me what to do, so what's the point?
Yeah.
Dr. Wise. Good morning, Stella. You have been in stasis for 1 week. How are you feeling? Stella, I could really use a cup of coffee. Otherwise, just fine. Coffee first, always. Wonderful. I believe we are ready to move forward with the next stage of our tests. Todd, whoa, what? Oh, hello there. Who might you be? I'm the newbie. Hi, I'm Todd Tutorial. Box pusher 3rd class. I am just transferred over from the central warehouse. I am Dr. D. Wise. I want to meet who said it made the humor in this game? I want an autograph. I am Dr. D. Wise, head researcher. Your timing is impeccable, Todd. It just so happens we have a position open for someone with your qualifications. How would you like to be bumped up to the next pay grade? I don't think I like where this is going. You're not gonna dissect me or anything, are you? Oh ho ho. There is nothing to worry about. We simply need a larger test group for this stasis spot. Ollie, why not take a break from pushing Fright around and have yourself a quick 24-hour stasis nap? A promotion would be nice. I could finally get caught up on my union dues. I don't know, though. Is this really safe? I've been stasis at least a dozen times. You'll do just fine. Blue jumpsuit. Don't see those too often. That's the Aeronautics and Space Division, right? You got it. We've been working very closely with R&D on this project. I hope you take her offer. It's a chance to help out with some really important research. Indeed, perfecting this technology will one day allow us to transport colonists and supplies to other planets, ensuring the long-term survival of our species. That does sound a lot more interesting than cargo management. And all you need me to do is sleep? Alright, I am in. Don't fall for that. Excellent. Climb into the middle stasis. Because they are together. They look like, no, we are different parties. But they are aligned. They are saying the same. They are pushing me. They are not pushing boxes, but they are pushing my beliefs. Excellent. Climb into the middle stasis spot and I will set the parameters. Instead of pushing boxes, you will instead be pushing the boundaries of science. Ho ho ho. Oh my head. How long was I in there? Is it Tuesday? Oh, it's Thursday. Is that a robot? I better find that scientist and get some answers. So this is what you get when you go through my Matrix. When you take the red pill, this is... I can stop you from walking. I can stop you completely.
And yeah, Otto in here has done the vast majority of the jokes. I think I got it like 1 or 2 in, but he definitely carries carries the humor of the game really far.
Error detected. Stasis spot 02. Initiating reanimation protocols. Elapsed sleep time. Oh, this is for the second one. And this is for the from Central Warehouse to Dr. Wise. Stasis spot now in final production. According to expedited timeframe, retain current test subjects in long-term stasis. I'm going to ask you something as a question. I know I don't know the answer, but what's your opinion, or what could you implement? Anything related to accessibility. I'm finding a little bit difficult to read. Might be the pixels, the squares, too big for me.
You talking about the font, or?
Yes.
Yeah, Yeah.
In my case, but I'm asking in accessibility in the whole project.
So I think two main things are, one is, so especially if we want to get into translations, we have to support different fonts. And in order to have like a higher resolution font, we would have to disable the smallest resolution the game runs at, which is something I think that we would probably do. So basically just use double resolution of that font and then not allow you to pick the minimum resolution for the game anymore, which no one's going to use that anyway, so I think it's okay. Other accessibility stuff, the main two things we're looking, well, one thing that we're looking at that we haven't done much of is colorblind analysis. We don't have too much color matching related things, but we have a couple. And so we have some thoughts on adding support for that. That could be changing, like instead of key card color matching, you could make it, shape-based or something like that. Well, some ideas like that. The other main thing that we've done is the game supports X input and direct input devices. So it's playable on basically anything. So there are some situations where somebody with severely impaired mobility, they have like a special joystick sort of thing, they'll be able to hook that up. And basically any direct input device will run on the game, which is something a lot of indie games and even like larger studios don't support direct input, so we did the extra work to support that.
Do you do research to find, because one of the things I've learned recently, because I am an ignorant, is that accessibility is not all or nothing, it's not a 1 or a 0, there are degrees.
Yeah.
So when you do accessibility, or you take this accessibility decisions on your project, how, let me see if I can phrase it correctly, based in what do you in what do you base your decisions? Like, how do you know you are doing enough or you are doing actually something right?
So it's a good question. I had a couple of conversations. So we met some of the people from Able Gamers on one of the conventions we went to, and I've talked to them once or twice about like common stuff, and they have some kind of general advice. I think they're probably one of the better resources that I'm aware of for that for deciding that sort of thing. But honestly, what you have to do is you have to put the game in front of people and see where there are issues, right? Then because a lot of things we won't notice until we see someone else try it.
So it's kind of like playtesting.
Yeah, I think they use. I haven't checked in with them for a couple of years now. I think they used to have services where they would help you pair up with people with various disabilities to basically playtest the game and let you know where they think there's problems. So that's my general advice for people that are worried about that in game design, is check that out and see what you can do, right? I mean, in a game like a genre like this, like I think there's like accessibility should be really wide. I can imagine some genres are harder to make accessible. Like a real-time strategy game is pretty tough to make very accessible to a wider range of people. But this, it's nearly turn-based. We can, as long as we do stuff like don't require really precise timing on certain movements, then that's pretty much the only way I think we could spoil it for a large category of people. So we've kept the timing-related things fairly light and pretty wide execution windows.
If you consider all kinds of disabilities, and like it's you would never end if you want to. You always have to do your best and everything that you can as much as possible, but there's not a point like when you say, in my opinion, like okay, this is enough. It's never, you would never
you'll never get everything, yeah. But I mean, this is keep your options open, and if we release this game and we find that there's a population of a reasonable number of people that are having an accessibility problem, we'll try to patch the game and make it playable for them, I think.
this? Did I just level up? Oh, I must have earned enough points. I did. 200. So more point means more health. That's gotta be useful. No, I don't want more health. I want a pay rise. That's what we are here for.
Yeah, Otto says the audio-based puzzles. That's a big one that I think gets not a lot of attention in puzzle games. Is audio-based puzzles that are incredibly inaccessible for a lot of people.
Whenever I find something like this in a game, it's usually optional. It's not mandatory. You don't have to go through sound puzzles to kind of consider or watch the end credits or consider you've completed the game.
Otto and I did an escape room recently, and there was a puzzle where we had to listen to and replicate a song that was played over a kind of sloppy speaker, and we couldn't do it. That was rough. It was otherwise a good experience, but that particular one was like, yikes.
I just realized that I've uncovered, before going into the test tube, I've uncovered the map. And now I am in the same map. But I'm not uncovering what I'm getting into, where I'm going, but I'm kind of filling I'm making each room a solid color. So these are it's the same layout as before. I don't know if that affects the gameplay, but can't go through here.
Yeah, the minimap has lots of features that allow you to do something like that, where you have it revealed but unmarked, and those will all be available for anyone that makes their own levels when the game's out. They can replicate all that behavior in there.
Careful around those green barrels, they are pretty radioactive. Come to think of it, you probably shouldn't be here at all. Well, it's too late. The door closed behind me. And you knew that there was a button to push when someone walks in. It's your fault. If I die, you'll hear about my insurance, my life insurance company. So I believe I cannot touch the green barrels. I lose health. Alright. So I need to do this with either... I don't think I don't push. Oh yes, I can. I can sacrifice myself for science purposes, but I can also not. If you go this way, and before I push you there, you go the other way. Oh, but now I locked myself. Should have done the other way. This might be an optional objective. I'll separate you one. No, one too much. Too fast. These boxes are too touchy. You touch them, they move. You go here.
It looks like they have casters under them.
The boxes?
Yeah, that's how they move so easy. They have little wheels.
Oh. No. No, I made the puzzle unsolvable myself. Okay. I'm going too fast because I know the answer, but now I go through here. Yeah. Don't talk to me! And then you go there. Yes. And you go this way. And one more. And here. And one more. Yay! Almost there. And you go here. You might confuse me with a barrel, but I am not. Because we are the same colors. And we go up.
This room has confiscated a lot of hit points from other players.
What is this?
And not you, you got out without any damage.
Food bar. I guess it's red. Food bar? If you're hungry for a snack while on your union-mandated break, then look no further than this compressed bar of food-like substances. Now with new and improved texture. Food bars, they are marginally nutritious. Serving size 1 bar. 1 bar is 1 heart, I believe. Recommended by Union Health Services as a healthy snack. 100 points. That's what I get if I collect it, if I pick it up. These bendos really suck. Ate my last credit and no food bar beef. Oh. A reminder from Union Health Services, stop for regular meal breaks to stay healthy. First press tab to select consumable, then press E to consume selected consumable. Okay. I see. I can see the world. It's beautiful, sunny. Gina, these things are supposed to replace your green suits? What a joke. I'm so sick of repairing these walking trash cans. Newfangled robots spilling green goop on my clean floors. Hazmat poking in. Has me poking into my business. This is an ancient language to me.
This is the true puzzle right here, decoding Jenkins.
Yes. Hell, Ama, handbasket. I tell ya. Yes. Whatever you say. Pre-registration for UFOs Innovative Stasis program begins Tuesday. Dig moves forward with project despite continued protests. News headlines overly expository, say critics. I just realized I don't have it set. Why is that? I was supposed to have it.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, I think Jenkins went through one too many temporal paradoxes, scrambled his speech.
So if I step into the gringo, I'll lose health. Oh, I can't. Oh, yes, I can. I like that is keeping me from making this mistake. So,
yeah, it makes you really commit to it if you want to step in there.
Yeah. I feel like I would like this when pushing blocks. Like if I'm here and I want to turn to the right, I can without pushing.
Yeah.
I would prefer that with that interaction with the boxes. I thought I couldn't, but if you keep it pressed, you can move on to. Yes. It would save me from making some mistakes. Okay, so we need to go through without losing health. I don't know how to move the bot. I tried to kick it before, but didn't react to my anger. Please refer to your union-certified physician in the event of injury, chemical burn, and/or genetic mutation. Wait, I can't go through, so I need to push. What's the original state? Aha. No! Now you're going to react to my anger. You hear from me. Oh, you do it. Okay, now you do it for me. Ah, I forgive you for this. For now. Now which way? This way there is no exit, so it doesn't continue. So I prefer this way. Oh, the exit is blocked. No. No, it goes there. Goes in there. No, I said it goes in there. And now I can go through. Hey, grip boots. If I click in here, it will not tell me. Oh, it does. Where this sturdy work? Because I thought I was missing onto the information.
It didn't used to do that. That was something that was added recent-ish when I noticed, like, hey, once you pick it up, you can't see read it anymore.
Wear these sturdy work boots to avoid safety incidents due to slippery floors or exposed wiring. Ah, they also provide excellent arc support. Union approved footwear prevents slipping on oil, insulated against electric shocks. Maybe that's for the future. Use sparingly on corrosive surfaces. Do they wear? So I have to use them with this. Do I automatically wear them?
Oh, yeah, you have those equipped now. You don't have to select them.
Okay.
Yeah, the top row there is consumable items that you use. The bottom row is equipment that's just always on.
So now I can safely walk on AEST? Only once. So I need to lose them on purpose. This is not nice. This is very cruel. Don't give me something, you're going to take it from me. No. Now I'm missing something that I didn't need it before. Not nice. This is our friendly guy, Joe. Hey, I remember you. Didn't you quit or something? I'm starting to believe that I am in a parallel dimension or something when I went through this capsule, because I haven't seen myself sleeping. They said I was going to sleep for 24 hours.
Yeah.
I don't trust you, game.
I think it's been more than 24 hours.
Oh, maybe it wasn't the apocalypse before, and it is now. I've slept for thousands of years. Dr. Wise. To Dr. Sample. As per new security guidelines, please ensure stasis flap door is locked at all times. Security level blue. That's in here. We can go two ways. Nothing to do here. To central warehouse. Growing concern over the number of radiation burns and other ailments among staff. Please advise. We can go. Oh, this takes us back, but we came through here. We are here now. For us to come from this side. No, we are in the. I don't know what the white dot is, but we are in the yellow room. If I move, the yellow square moves. So for us to be able to go from the bottom, we need to go south here, which is the other possible way. Okay, Oh, I see. I see everything is a little bit different now. Aesthetically. Hey man, help me sort out those barrels. Just give them a good kick and send them rolling. Press A. Have you been saying the same sentence for 1,000 years? I don't know what you want, but I need to go through. I need to go through. I could... Can I push you in the butt? Can't move this too, so I can only move this one. Oh, but the barrel... I see you, I see you. Jeremie, I know you now. If I kick the barrel, I'll push the other one.
Kicking is a good skill to have in this game.
Can I kick like in the opposite way it's tumbled? So I can do that.
Oh yeah, you can, whatever orientation of the barrel doesn't matter. It'll change to the direction you kicked it.
If you're in the mood to scrap some ooze, just bust open one of those hazcaps. They're good for all sorts of applications. Hazcap. All sorts of applications? That sounds fishy. Radiation got you down? Are you overrun by vermin? Is the lab on fire? And I take the pill and it's going to solve that. Then reach for a hazcap. Just crack the capsule and the expanding form cleanser will do the rest. It cleans up spills, extinguishes fires, kills tiny pests, and leaves nothing behind but the scent of lemon. I thought you swallowed the pill.
Please do not swallow the hazcap. Oh no.
You'll end up like, I don't know the name, this ghost from the Ghostbusters, the giant.
Yeah.
Travel size for your convenience and break in ease of chemical spill or burning infestation. Okay, so what if what can I expect if I get another item? I cannot? Can I have more than 3?
Nope.
So if I want another one, I have to get rid of one of the ones I have.
Yeah, so different characters will have different inventory sizes. Todd can carry 3 consumables, is his limit.
Oh, now I need to try this. So, and I press, how do I use the item? I forgot.
I think the default key is E.
I can use 2, but the question is, can I use one? This is what I told you, I can solve the puzzle, but I want the perfect execution.
I did warn you, this game will happily confiscate your items if you want to waste them, so it's good that you're diligent.
Now, if I'm in this position, if I want to turn the character facing up, and I press up, it will move the barrel. Do I In this case, doesn't matter, but I'm worried that it will matter at some point, because I can push this down and then go up. Now I have you... Oh, wait. If I'm here and I press space but I push up, it will kick up. Oh. Okay, no, never mind.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything. And then use. Hey. I used one. Kicker.
Alright.
And another kicker. And then we can go here. Card reader. And we unlocked the shortcut to a place we already were, because we couldn't go back. This is the way back. I have the blue one. Oh, okay. This is the way. Stasis pod Mark II online ready to commence testing. Insert test subject to proceed. You'll be surprised to see me. Hey Doc, you and me gotta have a little chat. Ah, do I know you? Sorry, whoever you are, but I am quite busy. I will let you know if I need anything pushed, okay? Tutorial. I just realized. This is the tutorial. Whoever you are, love you. You said 24 hours, remember? Ah yes, this is the kind of humor that gets me. Ah yes, test subject something. I do apologize for the inconvenience. There were circumstances beyond my control. However, beyond your control, you knew what would happen. However, you may take solace in the fact that you contributed to one of the greatest scientific achievements of our time. You are a credit to our species. You should have been into the pod. That's all you have to say? Are you kidding me? You better believe I'm filing a report with HR about this, if HR still exists. Oh dear, I am truly sorry that it has come to this. Please understand that this is for the greater good. You are so sorry. Oh, my head feels much worse than last time. Why is it so dark? What happened here? I got a question. This is level 1? This is considered level 1? This is still the tutorial?
You're still in level 1, yeah. So the first two, I would consider the first two floors the regular tutorial, and this is now the applied tutorial.
For me, every game, the whole game is a tutorial.
Yeah. Yeah, each level will introduce new mechanics, quite a lot of them actually, and they'll all have... you'll be introduced to them gradually. They're lightly tutorialized. We want people to experiment and find out how the things work, especially as you get later into the game, once you got the basics in.
Hello, anybody here? I gotta be dreaming. So we've traveled 1,000 years in the future. Again. I'm saying this, not that it's a fact. I'm just guessing. Establishing connection with DWAI. Connection, timeout, abort, retry, fail. I'm trying to find the possible paths. I can see we can go through here. I don't know if we want. We cannot go through here. And we cannot go through here. This is the easiest. So that makes me think it's the normal. Okay, that breaks when you leave that square. I was expecting that. I see. Maybe we can't go through here. Yes, we'll find out in a second. This place is falling apart. The floor gave out from under me today. And I barely made it across with my cargo. The Union Safety Inspector would have had a fit. I was thinking I could, but if the barrel activates... Yes, we can't. So now the question is, how do we go back? We have to sacrifice ourselves. This is a way. So no going through there. Maybe that's to come back in the future. Dick disavows culpability in latest catastrophe. Lack of funding leaves future of colonization. Project uncertain. Widespread panic as ecological system collapse. We cannot go through here. So... Oh wait, I'm finding myself... locked. Because I can... No, I cannot go through here. What's going on? Oh yes, I can. Yes, I forgot about my pill. But what if I don't have the pill? What if I used it before? it cleans the area around me. And then I only lose 1 health. But there's a first aid kit conveniently placed near that. Scrapple hide shiny. Nobody ever finds Scrapple leave note to remind self. Okay, now we can go through. And I see, looking at the map, I can see we can come through here, this way, the way up. So this is considered the same level, like level 1. How many levels? Are you able to say how many levels are in the end?
The full game. So I think there's going to be there's 14 levels total. 2 of them are kind of like half level exposition epilogue levels. So there's like 12 full puzzle levels and then 2 kind of half levels.
Because looking at the screenshots, I thought each room would be 1 puzzle, but it's considered like the whole map. Like each version of the map is 1 level.
Oh, yeah. So this a level can be made up of multiple floors, and in this case, you're on now the 3rd floor. It's abstract speaking, because you're like traveling through time in this case. But the mini-map itself changing is because you're in a different area in the same level.
Here, we can go down. Okay, and there's a box here. We probably need to push this button because it's square, and we know how square buttons work. You'll note this new roach species is quite aggressive when provoked. There have been several injuries among the extermination team. Let's start by doing this. Seems the right thing to do. I'm not sure I wanted to do that. If in the future I think I'm answering the question myself, because we cannot come from below. I'm not sure what it's going on here. I'm not sure what's going on here, but for now I can follow 1 way. Okay, you are gone. And having 1 way to go makes me happy, at least. Field notes. The roaches have formed rudimentary hives structure within the facility as their numbers grow, so that's the number of missing staff. We are now their prey. Okay, I see a crowbar. I see a button. Buttons. The 2 buttons are connected. Okay, let's see what happens. In diagonal, you don't care. But if I get... Aren't they supposed to break when I leave? Or I got that wrong?
No, they break after they've been stepped on by a certain number of frames. So if you stand on them, you will fall through.
Because I passed through before. I thought they break when I leave.
Yeah, so you have plenty of time to walk over them, but you can't linger for very long.
And if I got it right, if you cannot get away from me, you get aggressive. So now if I kind of touch you, oh, nothing happens. But I can... What happens if I kick you? That I am a terrible person. That's what happens. We are here. And then the blue door is connected to the blue button. You can fall? No, you can't. Oh, you fell before because it was solid and it broke. But not if it's already broken. You don't go off the edge. Can I get to the crowbar? Aha. So if I... Hey! Why? Why it doesn't back one more? Oh, because if they are together, they are...
Mhm.
They get angry. I see it's yellow, and if they are together, they get red. Okay, okay. So, not getting together. So I have to go around. If I push you to the end, I will not be able to go through. So I push the other one to the end. This is better. And then I go through. And then I want to go inside here. You push the button, but it doesn't affect the blue door. Rusty crowbar. Block the way with a wooden crate. Might keep them out for a little while. I can always use my trusty crowbar to break through in an emergency. But there are no crates here. Might keep them out for... Block the way with a wooden crate. Might keep them out for a little while. I can always use my trusty crowbar to break through in an emergency. What do you mean in general? Now if oh, the action is not kick, is hit. And it is not... It counts as a move, but it doesn't... It's not wasted. It's not used. So... I can hit them, but they will hit me first. Even only once. And I'm not going north. I thought the blue button was connected to the blue door. It's here! It's the card reader, it's here! I see. So if I go... Oh, I see. 10 points for that. Let's break everything now. I put my crowbar down for just a second and this big rat came out of nowhere and snagged it. Now all I have left to fight these roaches with is an old beat up barrel. As long as I can break up the groupings, I might be okay. So they don't die if they are enraged? I mean with a barrel. Where is this rat? This filthy rat. It's going to take my crowbar. Okay, plan. What is the... this is one of the questions that I was looking forward the most. It's always... I always ask this question myself. When I'm playing a game, how do you... Because everybody has different process. What's the process for designing a puzzle? Like its room. How would be yours?
Oh, that's a good question. So Otto's done most of the puzzle design. I've done a couple like on side things just as experiments. I think for a game like this, you have two kind of layers of puzzle, right? You've got solving the individual rooms, and you've also got maybe level-wide meta puzzles, right? So you have to be thinking about both at the same time. So for example, you have a crowbar right now, and that crowbar is changing the stats of your character. It gives him a lot of extra abilities that he wouldn't have otherwise. You have to basically have kind of a high-level dependency map, I want to say, as if you were making like a point-and-click adventure game. You know, what items are required for where and so on. So what I'm trying to say here is, if you're going to give the player a crowbar and not forcibly take it away from them, you now have to design the level to accommodate that and not fall apart because the player got a powerful item and backtracked with it or something like that.
Not Metroidvania.
Not Metroidvania so much, no, but I think you get what I'm saying though, right? Like with the equipment system. So if I have a wall, we had a wall in the room before this that had a wood crate. If I'm relying on that to block a path, but I give you a crowbar later, I now have to go back and kind of check my dependency map to see how is the layout of the level changing because of the equipment that the player has. So it's a good question for making the big levels. I'm going to throw this one to Otto a little bit here. How I suspect, and I think that this is the way I would do it, I think this is the way Otto does it, is he'll largely get the layout of the level first. Kind of plot that out and kind of plan out what kind of gear, what kind of equipment's going to be available. And then he'll go in and fill in the individual rooms and then have criteria like this has to have a 2 hit point barrier, this has to have a 2 damage barrier to get out an alternate route or something like that. And then as for making the individual puzzles themselves, I think when you're designing the mechanics, you think a lot about the edge cases of the mechanic, and what's something interesting you can do with it. I'm trying to think of a good example off the top of my head here. So you have these doors moving up and down, for example, right? You could press a button and open a door up, and you can push a crate on top of that door, and then remove whatever's blocking the pressure plate so the door would have to close. This is now kind of an edge case, but it can result in an interesting puzzle, maybe, where you want to open the door, but it's held open by another object, and then you push your way through it. So anytime you're designing it, we're looking at those little edge cases and then integrating those into individual room puzzles. Yeah, Otto confirms that the layout of the level is what usually comes. The whole level comes first, and then you fill in the room to meet the requirements of it. I think one other thing I would add in there is difficulty pacing is probably one of the hardest things to do, where you're getting a roughly steady increase in difficulty, but still allowing for spikes and stuff. You don't want to make a situation where a later level becomes much easier than the previous levels because you've given so much power to the player or something. And of course, you don't want the front of the game to be too hard that before they know the mechanics. That's probably the hardest part because you can't just play through it and get the answer. Because you don't know where people are going to get stuck. You need a lot of play testing to see like, okay, consistently people are getting stuck in these locations. And then you maybe ease up or add a clue or something to kind of smooth it out.
I see in this specific case harder to like. I'll explain it the opposite way. Like, not this case. If you have separated, not interconnected rooms and puzzles, if you have one level, it's one puzzle, and you go to the next one, totally unrelated, you can put them in order, in order of difficulty. Yeah,
you can resort them later if you find out one's hard.
Yeah. The ways I've learned that developers do is by doing 2 things. One is playtesting with real players, and from their feedback you can tell, these people have this trouble, or they breeze through this one, this seems easier. You have a lot of feedback. The other way to put them in order, so I'm trying to apply what I know to this case. The other way is by the amount of mechanics. So if one puzzle involves one mechanic, it's easier technically than one puzzle with 3 mechanics involving. I'm trying to understand how first you design for example, this room, and then see how you can balance the difficulty at the same time. Because I'm seeing a lot of interaction between character and equipment and interactables. I won't say enemies or boxes, but interactable elements in the...
Yeah.
It looks... maybe you will confirm this. It looks a bit of a nightmare to think of all the possibilities that you could... Like, actually, it's also at the same time, it's the good point of the game. Because it makes me get involved, like, oh, it's not like the sword is swung and that's it. Or you make slash with the sword and the result is always the same. It's like kind of in real life interaction. And it... How can I say this? It's like unexpected results sometimes. Like, oh, this is a game. But I'm sure this will not happen. But then it surprises. If the developer, if you guys have thought about that first. It's... yeah.
Let me make sure I understand. So you're talking about how to accommodate like the multiple solutions and stuff, like approaching solutions for this room. This is the perfect example of what you're talking about. Like this room has like 20 more different ways you could potentially solve it, right? And so we have to think about those and how easy or how difficult they are. We might decide that, oh, it's too easy to do it this way, so maybe we'll add a pile of ooze that you have to step through, so the easy route takes a hit point away or something like that. But there always has to be a no damage solution to the room if it's in order to get to the end. So yeah, a lot goes into that. It's just a lot of careful tuning. I think we're also mostly okay with the idea that there's some of these rooms have intended solutions, but a lot of them really are a little more free-form than that, and we're usually very excited when a different solution emerges, right? Like, do we hold this pressure plate down with a bug? Do we get a barrel there? Do we use the crate? All sorts of things, right? So I think that's one thing I like about the puzzle design is that kind of versatility rather than just like get in our head and do the solution we were thinking of, which, you know, there's always going to be some of that, but we try to keep that to a minimum.
I'm sure there are 20 possible ways to solve this one in particular, but my brain always goes to the, as you say, the no hit or perfect solution, and I'm trying to see how to avoid these little spiders. They are roaches, little roaches and big roaches. But these ones, these are the little ones are the ones that eat my crowbar.
Yeah.
Because my crowbar is rich in iron, they love it. So I'm trying to... Now, like, my problem here is moving. I don't know if this is good feedback for you, but I'm scared of moving the character without without doing anything.
Okay.
Like, if I go next left, I lose my crowbar. If I go up, I lose my crowbar here. And if I get advantage of the barrel, if it hits the big one, I lose it. But the cockroach also loses 1 health. I don't care about your health, I care about my barrel more than you. So also here I can hit the radioactive barrel, but the character loses 1 health, but I'm not touching it. It's the crowbar, it's touching it.
Oh yeah.
So
the mysteries of the puzzle game. How does it damage me through the crowbar?
How can I can use this to hit this one, but then how do I retrieve it? If it hits you again, Oh, it doesn't. I cannot push it again against the same. And for me to get this barrel, I have to go around. Oh no, I can break this. I can break this. I realize now. You see, it's this is like I'm sure there is a word for this, like the object behaves like in a natural manner. If you hit it, it breaks. In normal Sokoban games, a block is a block and it's unmovable. It's perfectly immaculate. But here you can interact with it. Now,
yeah,
I've discovered a whole new part of this level.
And this is even the most mundane objects in this game have a very large list of object interactions. There might be 10 or 20 different behaviors just in the wood crate alone. Yeah, we always try to make the mechanics work together with other ones to kind of, I mean, it gives us more options for making puzzles for one thing, but it also makes the puzzles feel more like they're kind of emergent from the mechanics. And whenever that gets nailed, like those ones feel the best to me when we nail that side of it.
I see, and this room for me, it's not in terms of difficulty, but in terms of possibilities and learning new things. This is a step up from where I come. I feel like in previous rooms I learned one or two things, but here it's like a lot of things. It's how the barrel interacts with the small rushes and how with the big one, how the wooden crate with, it's everything with everything, how everything with everything interacts. So this way I get rid of two.
I'll explain that in a little bit, but I'll hold off and explain now what happened there. It doesn't surprise me that's your observation.
I can hit the barrel here. I'll take it. And then I can take... If I go down, I'll die. Okay. Maybe I can kill you without suffering any loss, and then oh no, that's bad move. I didn't want to push it. So I want to make two pieces of wood. I believe I can. So if I hit two opposite corners, but if that's how it reacts, because when I hit the box, it not only breaks, it breaks and moves. So first I have to hit you here, kill you, to be able to hit this point, and then I move this in here, and then I have another wood bit that I can place in here. I can use this barrel to get rid of you two at the same time, which is wise. But maybe I have to do something with this barrel before I lose it. If I can... I got a question. If the red barrel is where the player is now, the character, can I hit the barrel that hits? The red one is here. Maybe I'll just try as an experiment.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what you mean.
I'm wondering if I can... No, it's only if it rolls.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you have to have a gap between barrels to make them roll.
So in that case, I can do that with this one. This is what I what I wanted. This is what I wanted. And now I do this bit. I am experimenting it now, but I got a feeling by watching the screenshots on the website that this was the case. I think this is the... I wouldn't say so myself, but in short, like the selling point of the game is the amount of possibilities that you have with interacting in between each object. Like I haven't seen it in another play. Not like I play every puzzle game that's in the market, but I haven't seen this, and it makes for a lot of possible solutions. But I expect the optional objectives to guide me towards this is the no hit, this is the shortest amount of moves, this is like I don't know if it doesn't count time, but as an example, this is the shortest.
Yeah, fewer steps.
I'm not sure I wanted to do that, but no, I don't think I wanted to do that. And then because I used this barrel to be here, maybe I'll just take the hits for now. Like, I'm not oh, that's not what I wanted. I was about to say I'll take the hit. I'm not looking for 100% the demo, but at least I know now this. Now I cannot use this barrel anymore. I hit you first here, and you here. You go in here. What happens between... Now this is what I'm liking. What happens if I do this? Oh, nothing happens. They are not termites. They are not termites, so I can use... This way I kill one. Take one hit. Too much. I'm at the point of taking one hit only. I'm happy with that. And then you, and you. And then use this barrel. So if I get the barrel close to the roaches, they eat it. They die, but I lose the barrel. This way, it's the same outcome, but I don't lose the barrel. And then I take one hit here. Oh, I don't take the hit. I lose the crowbar. It's my mistake. And then push this into here. I'm happy with this. So that I leave room for anyone watching to best me. I did it on purpose. Hey, radiation suit, hazmat suit. What do you have to say, game? Intact hazmat suits are incredibly useful, not to mention rare. Freedom from toxic threats is always welcome, but if the suit happens to tear, it will be rendered completely useless. I'm not sure I understand it. I can go through one size fit most for use in case of radiation leak or chemical spill, but it doesn't have a shield. So does it protect me? Protects from bad odors and small winch insects. Warranty void if damaged. I guess that imagine I am a player playing by themselves and I don't have the developer to tell me. What I would do is try. So I'll just try. Hey, I got the answer to my question. So it protects me. And then what I understand is if it has a shield, it's because it can be broken, but it's not giving any stats because it's not being affected by the environment. That's what I understand. You first go up, and then I don't care anymore. You go this way. What is this hole? Restore my suit. Don't think I'll make it out of here. Ah. Now I can see how it can be damaged. What I don't know is if it's part of the tutorial that I have to go through, or is it like a test, a challenge that I have to overcome. I'll go through, so I'll experiment it. And I lose 1 health. No, I lose the suit. I lose the suit, not my health. Yes and yes. I'll eat something just because I have 3. Big heart. They are packed with love. What do we have? Analysis. We need to get the yellow keycard for the yellow keycard reader to go to the next room and come back maybe and open the... Also at the same time open the yellow door. And we don't have the crowbar anymore. You lose half of this rusty crate. I don't take a hit here. Oh, I'm not taking the hit. I'm losing the crowbar. I don't have a crowbar.
Yeah.
So I don't.
You don't have any metal anymore.
They eat the iron. They eat the iron. Not me. So I take this is a shield, I believe. But I'm going to lose it. I lose it. What do you have to say? Managed to make it this far by using a garbage can lid to fend off the roaches. Hopefully the lights hold on. How do I get you? So I get locked. I can push you. I'm talking to this one. I can push you. This looks like very hard to reach. It's called nest. I haven't found out the use for the lid. Aside from saving me from... Wait, I'm thinking this wrong. The little ones, they don't damage me. They just eat the iron. So the iron is for you. I can go through safely. Why nobody told me this? The developers must be thinking I am a superhero because I got to this point without knowing the basic mechanic.
Yeah.
How can this guy get to this point of the game without knowing he can step onto the small roaches? Now I can do this, but I get that this other one, the yellow one, turned into red. But I can have this. This is a good level because it forced me, even though it was by chance, I could have learned this before. But this, for me, this level is a door that you need to learn this. Maybe you learned it before, but from this point on, you cannot go forward without knowing. You have to step onto the little roaches. what if half of you is in the air? Maybe with the... I can avoid the heat, okay, and I can get inside. So I don't need this crate, and I can step on you, and even I get points. I should have been stepping on all of them. So you are pushed up, and I don't get the heat. How can I be protected from two sides with one lid? That is the question.
Yep. All attacks.
Oh.
Todd always faces down when he gets attacked, I think, so that's really what's going on there.
So we got the card for the card reader. Now we have two options, but this one has no end. It has now. It has an end. So what's in here then? Dig disavows culpability in latest catastrophe. Dig is a company maybe or an entity. Lack of funding leaves future of colonization project uncertain. Widespread panic as ecological systems collapse. The white dot on the map, it tells me where I need to go next.
We've recently retooled those a bit. The white dot is it's an object we can add to a room that indicates there's something you can do in that room. So it could be where to go next, or it could be an important item or something like that. We recently changed how we were using it, so we're kind of redefining how we use it. We used to put it in every room, and like when you solve the room, it would go away. Now only some rooms have it though. I guess it just means it's a point of interest.
Yeah. So we have been here. We've been through here. But we didn't go south here because we couldn't. And here is connected to this side, but it's also closed. Well, for anyone watching, they'll have to find out for themselves. What you'll find behind this next door will surprise you. We go here left and... Hey. Reminder to employees, it is not always possible to complete all optional tasks in a single shift. Be sure to prioritize your workday. Can I protect myself from radiation with a metal rusty can lid? That's a bad move. Oh! Is that Stella? Hey, I know you. We met in the stasis lab. Todd, right? Is it just you? Are there any other survivors? Only one got in the pod. Stella. You're the first person I've seen since I woke up from that pod thing. You're not gonna believe it, but this place is crawling with giant bugs. Oh, I believe it. It's not much better outside. I managed to get the emergency power working. That must have rebooted your stasis pod. Good thing they use an infinitonium power core as a backup battery. Those last just about forever. I was in stasis too, until my ship crash landed. I believe we've both been asleep for a very long time, Todd, and I think something terrible happened to the Earth in the meantime. This is kind of a lot to take in. I know. It's a lot to process. It's thousands of years of knowledge to process. But if we survive, there's a good chance that others did too. I'd say our best bet is to make our way to Depot 13. It's not far off from here. That's where they'd be. If it involves getting the heck out of this place, I'm all for it. Good, let's get moving. I'll tell you how I ended up here on the way. Did I? I survived my first day at work.
It was a long day. Couple, however many years that was, yeah.
My first day at work lasted for 1,000 years.
Well, good job. You got through there pretty good. I'll just mention the rust mites, the little cockroaches that eat the metal. This is an area of interest for us on the tutorial level. You bypassed the tutorial that teaches you how they work. That's why it was unusual to see them all of a sudden.
And what is this screen telling me? Survivor reached the exit. Oh, these are the optionals. Ranger, find the secret. Auditor, don't use more than 1100 moves. Overachiever, I like this. I like this. Don't take any damage. Taking 4. Well, any damage. Okay. Materialist, collect equipment. I'm missing something. Oh, it means that I keep it at the end, because at some point I've collected it.
Yeah, you have to get through the end with them.
Keep it. Scrounger, collect salvage. 10 out of 13. Exterminator, destroy. Proto Roach, 4 out of... Proto Roach is the big one? I can see the layers. I can see the layers of nightmare.
Many mysteries remain.
Storage, and this is the breakdown of points. Kills. It's good that at the end it tells you everything, in case you want to. Auditor. Oh, extra points for the extra objectives. Why are these? I cannot point with the mouse. Survivor and Ranger are separated from the other ones.
Yeah, so the Survivor goal just means that you beat the level. The Ranger goal is basically the to get the good ending of the game, you'll have to get all the Ranger goals for all the individual levels. The other ones are just for fun.
I don't understand.
So there'll be the game will have 2 endings, and the good ending will be locked behind getting the Ranger goals for each levels.
Oh, okay.
That's how that works.
Okay. So the first one is compulsory. When you finish, you always get it.
Yep.
But the other one is related to the extra ending, and the other one optional, really real optional.
Yeah, just for fun or getting high scores or anything like that.
I see this like I was seeing this. Now I can see clearly. It's like kind of, for me, how I understand it, the map, like selecting World 1, World 2, and this is the second level. I told you I was slow. I'm even slower because I have to pay attention to many things, not just the game.
Yeah. No, you're very efficient in the way you go through the puzzles. You're very methodical, and you do a good job of experimenting, rather than just, I don't think I can do this, so I'm not going to try.
Just to talk it to me.
It's a very good skill to have.
I'll leave it here because I have a few minutes, and maybe I would like to talk a little bit more about the game, not just playing it. Maybe I'm just saying, maybe I'll play through this demo many times to get the other. If I close it, it keeps the.
Yeah, your progress will all be stored.
Love you. Exit to main menu, yes. And this is the other screen, okay? Just credits. Credits, I don't know if I can show this. Can I? I already did, but I always look at the credits.
Yeah, we have a lot of updates to make on some of the stuff in here. We haven't updated the credit sheet in a while now. Same with the options menu. We have to redesign that to make it look nicer.
I see these bakers. I wanted to ask you about that. I'll do in a second. So we go back to the screen. I don't know why I wrote down basic mechanics, because that's something that you experience by yourself, like the player experiences. This is about pushing, not pulling, only pushing, but it's much more.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll say it again. It's about pushing and performing an action, but the interactability from those 2 points, like pushing is not only pushing and action is not only action. Action can be translated into many things, like braking or rolling. This is something that I'm the most looking forward to in the final version of the game. And this takes me to my following question is, I've recently been playing, like many people, Animal Well. Animal Well, I am surprised that it doesn't tell you anything, because lately seems that all the industry points toward over tutorializing everything, because if we have made this, we want the player to experience it and we don't want them to miss it. And it's like, I'm wasting my, if I am a developer, I'm wasting my time if I program something into the game and the player doesn't go through it, doesn't know it exists. So one is over tutorializing, and the other one, I'm surprised, it's totally the opposite. It's Animal Well, where I felt rewarded for discovering things myself. Now my question to you is, how do you balance that? Because I feel satisfaction when I felt satisfaction when I discovered I can step onto the small roaches, but at the same time, how do you don't make the player get stuck and frustrated? It's a hard question.
Yeah. Oh, it's a very delicate balance, and my intuition is to tutorialize as little as possible. There is a lot of pressure to make the tutorial more verbose, more hand-holdy, and I think it doesn't surprise me that games end up that way, because what'll happen is you'll play test your game, and every playtester will come back and tell you the 5 or 10 places where they got stuck. And I think some developers look at those as bugs and go in and add more and more clues to each one. Our mentality is kind of more like, only when we're getting a very strong signal, like one person, like someone, like many people are getting stuck in one area, that indicates to us that maybe we haven't done something well. But generally, we try to like back off that as much as possible. Now, specific to Animal Well, I think that was definitely one of the better parts of Animal Well, was the mechanics not being explained to you so much, and you have to kind of discover them. I think that was pretty cool.
In that case, you have 6. I believe there are 6 or 8 toys. But if in Puzzle Depot there are, because I don't see the whole picture, I don't know how many elements, but I can see everything interacts with everything in a different way. If you have that like kind of exponentially, it could be hard to handle.
Yeah. Well, you have to like, you see like, for example, that one situation where you stepped onto the rust mite, you kind of had to, because your action space was limited to the point where, you know, you pretty much have to do that experiment, because there's not much way else you could do it. So I think it's good balance to do some of that, right? So even the first couple rooms of a Puzzle Depot, like stepping on the button, using the first pressure plate, those are, you know, obviously it's a tutorial showing you like the basic mechanic of the game. But I think something that's kind of interesting is the next 2 rooms are also really important tutorials, even though you don't do anything in them. So the 4th room, for example, teaches you that you can push a large box. And that's something that, because there's nothing else you can do, you have to just walk into it and push it. That was something very hard to communicate to players. They would see a larger box and assume they couldn't push it and not try. So sometimes we just put obstacle right in front of the face, so you have to, like, you're going to do the experiment. We want to incentivize that experimenting very, very aggressively in some cases.
I like when the tutorials is not a tutorial, it's part of a level. And if, like you say, if my first thought was that the big box, you cannot push it, because if you cannot push two small ones together, you won't be able to push the larger one.
Mm-hmm.
You put the wheels, I believe they have like little wheels, so it's pointing towards that direction. But also, if the only move you can do is push the large box, you will learn through your experience. You don't need a paper on the wall saying you can push the big ones. So I love that kind of tutorializing.
Yeah.
Different to this game was, tell me about it was founded through Kickstarter.
Yeah, so Otto made the prototype for this game and then launched a small Kickstarter for it, which got some funding a while back, and that was the start of that. Prior to that, though, there's a sort of a precursor game to this that was built in the Megazooks game engine, and that's it's sort of an ASCII graphic, kind of in some ways more simple, in some ways more complex. Definitely a smaller experience overall, but a really cool experience as well. So that was kind of a test bed for a lot of mechanics, and then so that's why I went on to make this game. With
a release date, if you want to talk about that, what can you tell me about?
So on the release date, we are pushing really hard to get it done this year. There are some things that could change that a little bit, particularly if if we get a publisher involved, that could change the timing. But that's what we're aiming for at the moment. We've got about 2 levels to finish up, and then we're pretty much good to go. Yeah, end of 24 is what we're currently aiming at.
Oh, that's very soon.
Yep.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, so at this point we have 10 of the levels are done and have gone through external testing, and there's 2 that have not, and then there's those 2 kind of exposition-y levels that are pretty well along, but really can't be finished until all 12 of the main levels are done. So it's getting pretty close.
Good. Puzzle Depot is releasing on itch, I believe.
Steam and itch, I think, are the initial plans, and if it does well, we have options to go to like handheld, like the Switch or something like that. But that's the economics of that depend on if it does well.
Oh, I would love this in a Switch.
We've done some conventions with the game, and we've talked to some people that are involved with that, like Nintendo of America people. It really just comes down to the economics if it makes sense to release on the Switch. So
okay, so I don't see any questions, but if in the future anyone watching the stream wants to address something, I ask, let them know where they can find you. While I put this information in the chat, I will ask you something. I know where they can find you, so I'll post all the links. I'll do that while, this is my last question, while you think of this. I'm hoping to have future guests in the stream. So my last question for you is, think of someone same profile, like another developer, indie developer probably. I will ask them your question. So think of a question, but it's not for you, it's for the future. And then when I have my guest next time, I will tell them about you and your project, and I will ask them your question. While you think of the question, I will be posting the links for your profiles.
Who would you ask an unknown without knowing who you are asking? The question makes it tough. Yeah, that might take some thought. Usually when I ask the questions, I'm asking about their project specifically, so without knowing, it's a little bit tricky. What's a generic question I would ask someone?
So what is your question for my future guest?
Yeah, I might have to think more about it. I think as a generic question, drilling into inspirations are the most important one. That's one that you talked about already. I'm trying to think how to formulate it into a question, but Otto's got a good one that I think will get you some good conversation in the topics. Let's go with his.
And it can only be one.
Yeah, ask him about the about hilarious bugs that have happened during development.
Okay, highlight it.
Everyone's got a lot of good stories for that.
Check highlight. Okay, this is your question, I believe. Yes. What is the most hilarious bug that happened during development? All of them. That's an easy question, easy answer. No easy question, but it's easy answer. Good. All fun bugs are beautiful bugs. Okay, so I'll ask them. Next guest I have, I don't know what will happen. I had a lot of fun. This is the first time for me, I have to say,
Cool.
conducting an interview. I had fun. It's harder than I thought, but I'm looking forward to repeating. And when I have this guest, mysterious person, maybe it's an alien from 1,000 years in the future. I'll ask, and I tell them about you and your project, and I'll ask them this question for you. And at the same time, I will ask them a question for the following guest. Okay. Thank you, Jeremie, for accepting the invitation to come.
You got it.
Hopefully, see you as Noru around on Twitch, and hopefully we can see Parcel Depot soon, and enjoy this beautiful baby. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you got it. Thanks for having me on.
Okay, I'll let you go, and I will change to this screen now. Oh, I'm sad. I'm just myself. I didn't want it to finish. I will keep them. I will keep them in a locked room only for myself, but I can't do that. And I had a few more questions, like more broad questions for them, but not really directly related to their project, so I had to sacrifice that because I wasn't paying attention to the timer, but it took me a while to go through the tutorial. Also, it takes you longer if you are me, and second, if you are streaming, reading the chat, conducting an interview, and playing a game, and listening to the guests, what they are talking, because obviously what they have to say is the most important of all. It's a lot to take in. And finally, I always end appreciating everyone for sharing their time, everybody in the stream. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing your time with me.